The system told me to conquer the world in 10 years with 100 death soldiers. I shoved them all into an electronics factory, pulling in 10 grand a month. Living the dream. The system glitched out from pure rage. System, host, the domination plan. Then the factory caught fire. The death soldiers jumped from the 5th floor in a single file line, landed without a scratch, formation tighter than boot camp. The internet lost its mind. The day national security showed up at my door, I handed them a staffing agency contract. The command center behind the surveillance went dead silent. Sir, the target is teaching his soldiers Chinese using SAT prep books, and he signed them up for culinary school and a trade school for heavy machinery. When the system bonded with me, I was in my crappy apartment trying to drown a cockroach with instant ramen broth. A massive ding, my hand flinched, and the broth went all over my keyboard. Overlord Development System successfully bonded. Ultimate mission, establish the Dark Empire within 10 years. Starter pack, 100 absolutely loyal death soldiers. 100 death soldiers, host. Give the order to conquer. 100 jacked dudes in black appeared out of thin air, packed into my room wall to wall. The last guy to spawn was still holding a dagger, right next to my half-eaten bowl of ramen. I looked at the dagger, looked at his stone-cold face, looked back at the ramen. You know how to use Excel? Or like put on screen protectors? Phone screen protectors? Host, these are death soldiers, elite assassins, not office workers or street vendors. Take this seriously. Okay, they can at least tighten screws, right? Electronics factory, room and board included, 6 grand a month. The system let out a piercing screech like static from an old TV. Warning, host's mindset has critically deviated from the path of domination. Initiating forced correction protocol. I looked up at 100 pairs of ice-cold eyes. Y'all hungry? The death soldiers all nodded in perfect sync like one person. Then let's go tighten some screws. I texted Wang, the staffing agency guy, 500 per head referral fee cash tonight. Host, you are wasting divine resources. You are insulting the system. Quit whining. One more word and I'll make them lead Zumba at the park in pink skirts with a boombox. The system went dead silent instantly. Just a faint hum, like a CPU about to melt down. Day 1 at the factory, the soldiers shattered the assembly line speed record and helped the cafeteria lady pry open a jammed metal spice bucket with their bare hands. Wang called me, voice shaking. Yo Chen, your guys carry raw material crates like they're Legos. The assembly line's so fast the machines are throwing error codes, but during lunch break they just sit in a circle, dead quiet, staring at the news on the cafeteria TV with this freakishly intense look. Oh, and they call the food rations and clocking out tactical withdrawal. They're from the boonies, got weird habits. You'll get used to it. Just pay them on time and it's all good. First month, paychecks hit. Each one kicked back 100 as a management fee, exactly 10 grand. I thought to myself, look at me, officially in the 5-figure monthly income club. Then I dropped a red envelope in the group chat, $10 split into 100 shares, gone in a second. The chat blew up. Eternal gratitude, master. We would die for you. The system muttered, host, are you testing absolute loyalty with $10? No, I'm cultivating their sense of market participation. Next time I'm sending $1. The system fully crashed and started looping profanity in every language. From what I could tell, at least 7 alien dialects. Middle of the night, second month, Wang called me nearly in tears. Chen, the factory's on fire. I sent a voice message to the group. If you're alive, get out. Don't be extra about it. 5 minutes later, the chat flooded with, present. Next day, the whole internet had videos of mysterious factory workers doing a leap of faith from the 5th floor. Top comment, that landing takes at least 10 years of training. The system rebooted from its crash, stuttering with excitement. Golden opportunity, host. The world is watching. We can use this to declare... I opened my laptop. Searched. How to get special operations certification and fire safety training outsourcing price list. Host, what are you doing? Getting them licensed. And checking if we can raise our rates. The system let out a long, agonized groan like metal bending. Then suddenly, a knock at the door. I opened up. 3 visitors. A square-jawed, middle-aged man, a sharp-eyed woman with short hair, and a young guy who kept scanning the blind spot behind my door. Vibe straight out of a government thriller. Mr. Chen, National Security Special Coordination Office. We have some questions about the personnel registered under your name. Come on in. They stepped in cautiously and immediately froze. In the living room, 95 death soldiers in 5 rows. The front 3 rows were heads down doing SAT prep workbooks and language arts. The back 2 were watching a cooking tutorial, sweet and sour ribs from beginner to master. In the corner, a few were staring at an old computer screen, studying an excavator simulator. Keyboard clacking, pencils scratching, the chef yelling in the video, and the hum of the excavator sim, all blending into one bizarre symphony. One soldier raised his hand, completely deadpan. Report. Question 3. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union. The next line is not in the database. Establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility. Write it down, it'll be on the test. The soldier nodded and took careful notes. The square-jawed guy was speechless. The woman nearly dropped her tablet. The young guy's mouth was twitching uncontrollably. The system was dying laughing in my head. They're totally fried. They definitely expected an alien base, and you got these guys cramming for the SATs and doing cooking class. Ha 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 ha. I turned around dead serious. Sir, our company is committed to holistic employee development. Modern staffing isn't just about muscle. You need education and skills. We're actually in the process of applying for the annual Outstanding Staffing Agency Award. The man's Adam's apple bobbed as he fought to keep his voice steady. Your employee's performance during the fire was extraordinary. Oh, that. We do regular extreme fitness training and emergency evacuation drills. That was basically a live test run. Turned out pretty solid, I'd say. They grew up in the mountains, used to climbing and jumping around. Their IDs are all back home. Super remote area, no internet. We've got the employee roster here, though. Want to take a look? John Smith, Mike Johnson, Billy Jenkins. The young guy took the list and read. Jake Thompson, skills, high-speed screw tightening, brick breaking with bare hands. Bobby Williams, skills, precision welding, wilderness survival. His poker face was crumbling fast. The woman took a deep breath and pulled up a surveillance screenshot on her tablet. The soldiers evacuating the fire in perfect formation. This level of discipline and coordination doesn't come from regular training. I leaned in, looked at it, and slapped my knee. That's all thanks to our strict military-style management and our group calisthenics every morning. Ma'am, want me to have them do a demo right now? Full routine with narration and everything? The system couldn't hold it and simulated a spit take sound. The man raised his hand, stopping the soldiers who were already about to line up for the routine. He stared at me with this deeply conflicted look for a solid 10 seconds, then finally spoke, his tone carrying a rare mix of exhaustion and confusion. Mr. Chen, we will verify the information. In the meantime, maintain the status quo. Regarding the fire follow-up, there will be an official statement. We trust you won't make any unverified public comments. Absolutely, fully cooperating with the government here. Sir, about a potential partnership for specialized staffing services. The man was already out the door, walking faster than when he came in. We'll look into it. The door shut. I faintly heard the young guy outside, voice leaking like a deflating tire. They're literally studying grammar with SAT prep books. The system laughed and started playing celebratory fireworks sounds. We did it, host! You had them completely bamboozled! Ha 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 ha! I walked to the window and watched the black sedan below pull away like it was fleeing a crime scene. Tell me, would you rather be a potential threat under 24/7 global surveillance, afraid to sleep because of drones overhead, or a government contractor they think is kind of weird but actually gets the job done? The system stopped laughing, like it was actually thinking. I pointed at the soldiers in the living room, who had already started watching a video on postpartum sow care. Plus, give them something useful to learn so they're not sitting around all day wanting to die for me. That's creepy. The more skills, the better. When they retire, they can drive an excavator, cook some sweet and sour ribs, and feed themselves just fine. The system went quiet. This time it was real silence, the thoughtful kind. A few days later, Wang brought over a bonus, looking at me like I was some kind of deity. Boss Chen, looks like the government gave us the green light. The new factory wants a long-term deal, double the rate, and a couple construction companies too. Heard our guys are beasts. They want them hauling cement. Take it all. Set up a rotation, don't burn anyone out. Oh, and did the night classes I enrolled them in start yet? The excavator and culinary ones are up and running. Just, the vibe in the classroom is kinda intense. The instructor says he's under a lot of pressure. He feels like the students are evaluating his entire worth as a human being. Another week later, I got a manila envelope with no return address. Inside was a simplified version of a provisional framework agreement for special talent deployment, stamped by some agency I'd never heard of. Office of Emergency Technology and Human Resource Coordination. There was also a note. The number in the compensation field was very, very generous. I put the agreement away. The system asked quietly, Host, did we make it? I looked out at the clear sky. Down below, the soldiers were following a phone video, doing group calisthenics step by step. We're nowhere near making it. We just got the license to work legally. Next step is figuring out how to get Deep Blue Shield the Workplace Safety Model Unit Award and the Vocational Training Excellence Plaque. The system went completely silent. This time, I don't think it was thinking. It was fully crashing, trying to convert the Overlord Development Manual into a corporate culture excellence guidebook. In the living room, the soldiers finished their exercises and automatically fell into formation. The squad leader stepped forward, expressionless, voice booming. Report, today's literature recitation complete. Excavator simulator assessment, excellent. Sweet and sour ribs practical exam, satisfactory, minor flaws noted, awaiting orders for next mission. Mission is, mop the floors, wipe the windows, and preview tomorrow's lesson. Fundamentals of contract law and how to communicate effectively with clients. Remember, communication matters more than clauses when it comes to winning or losing. Dismissed. The sun was nice outside. Faint music drifted up from a dance class in the park below. Everything felt peaceful. Except inside my head, where the system would occasionally grumble. Fine, let me just figure out how to help them pass the excavator certification exam. I smiled, shifted into a comfier position, and laid back. The reputation of Deep Blue Shield Special Staffing Services LLC spread quietly. First in emergency response. Then during some extreme environment border drill, my guys didn't just nail the mission. They also fixed the generator and made a stew so good the smell carried across the whole camp. In the briefings, we were vaguely referred to as a certain civilian support force. Insiders knew the deal. Everyone who needed to know knew. The soldiers kept rotating between the assembly line, the training field, and night school. They got welding certs, cooking certs, and even started learning calculus. The $100 a month management fee never missed. In the group chat after "we would die for you," they'd sometimes drop a janky emoji that the system made. The system barely talked about world domination anymore. Lately, it was obsessed with searching our company name on every platform, making smug electronic sounds. Host, we got a new anonymous review on Glassdoor. Seems connected, benefits are mid, but insanely stable. Host, should we think about going public? How about the NASDAQ? I was looking at a top-of-the-line Bluetooth speaker on Amazon, came with a dance tutorial USB. Going public? Maybe a flea market booth. System, run a security sweep of the area. The system switched modes instantly, scanning all excited. Park bench to the northwest has residual listening device traces. The new cashier at the convenience store to the south has a suspiciously steady heart rate. And this morning, the taco truck guy gave you an extra scoop and his eyes drifted for 0.3 seconds. That last one could have just been shaky hands. Impossible. That was performative friendliness. Host, we're being watched. It's time to deploy our defensive workforce management techniques.